started. And Denise, do we still have to read the?
You do, yes. Sorry. And I just started recording.
Okay. To conduct this meeting wholly electronically, the History Commission needs to make certain that, I'm sorry, let me back up. The African American History Inventory Committee needs to make certain findings for the record to evidence our compliance with all applicable laws. First, I'm going to conduct a roll call and ask each board member participating in this meeting to state your name and your location. I ask that each of you pay close attention to ensure that you can hear each of your colleagues. So, Phyllis Walker Ford, and we'll start with Mary.
Mary Lipsey in Springfield.
Barbara Nath.
Barbara Nath in Ruston.
Tammy Marino.
This is Tammy Manarino in Mount Vernon.
Okay. Ann Stuntz.
Ann Stuntz in Vienna, Virginia.
Esther McCullough.
Esther McCullough in Sully District.
Barbara Peters. Cheryl Rapetti.
Cheryl Rapetti in Centerville.
Sue Kovac-Schumann.
Sue Kovac-Schumann, Mantua.
Lynn Gavihaj. Carol Herrick.
Carol Herrick, McLean, Virginia.
Subi Mehdi.
Subi Mehdi, McLean.
Liz Kroll.
Liz Kroll, Alexandria, Virginia.
David Meyer. And Denise Strussel. Did I miss anybody?
A Market, Virginia.
Okay. At this point, I will pass the gavel to Mary, co-chair, so that I may make the appropriate motion. I move that the AAHI committee certify for the record that each member's voice may be adequately heard by each other member of this board.
I second.
All in favor of this motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay. Second, I move that the committee certify that the state of emergency caused by the COVID-19 pandemic makes it unsafe for this committee and the public to physically attend this meeting in person, and the usual procedures cannot be implemented safely or practically. As a result, I further move that the committee conduct this meeting electronically through a dedicated video and audio conferencing line, and that the public may access this meeting by calling 1-844-621-3956 and entering access code 173-024-8886.
Second.
It's properly moved and second. All in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? The motion carries. Finally, I move.
This is Barbara. Pardon me?
Hi, Barbara. And
I'm
you're
sorry, I'm
in.
Annandale.
Okay. Thank you. Finally, I move that the committee certify that the matters on this agenda today relate to the COVID emergency itself, are necessary for continuity in Fairfax County government, and/or are statutorily required or necessary to continue operations in the discharge of the committee's lawful purposes, duties, and responsibilities. And
I second the motion.
okay. And I get the gavel back from Mary.
There you
And
go.
we can move into our meeting. We don't have a lot on the agenda today. We sent out the minutes from the June 8th meeting that were sent out and included in our history conference meeting. And also the template was sent out. And Mary and Denise have sent out samples that were sent in for the database. So, Mary, did you want to talk about that? Start off talking about that.
I went to our own Cemetery Association website for some examples. We have an interactive map, which was created by one of our members, and it is a map of Fairfax County with pins of different colors, and you can go to a pin and open it up, and you will get a description and a picture of a cemetery if it's available, and information about the cemetery. So it's quite interesting. The different pins are color coded as to the conditions of the cemetery, whether they've been surveyed or they're abandoned or unknown or something like that. So it's quite a good map to look at. And I also included our veteran databases, which we have 6 of them. And each one of the databases we got better at doing. And we've included their, various categories: military service, date of birth, date of death, any notes we could find. If we find that there's a Fairfax Herald obituary, find a grave notation. If there's a find a grave notation, then you can link on it to go to that find a grave. If there's a photo of their marker at Arlington Cemetery, there's a notation to that, and you link on it and it'll take you to that photo. So those were the databases. And then I put in a finding aid that we created to help people who are researching cemeteries and the different resources that are available. Since doing that, I've been working on general sites, and I've really gotten a lot of good information. I'm up to 10 pages. I'm not finished, but I asked Phyllis and Barbara and Chris Barbashock and Laura to look at what I have, because it's really a hodgepodge of information. And Chris Barbashock gave me some really valuable ideas on how to organize it better so that it'll be, usable or user-friendly. So in the next week or so, I will do a sample page, and then I'll ask Denise to send it out to everybody to see what it looks like. And this is just the general sites. This is not Braddock District. These are sites, websites, newspaper articles, Library of Virginia resources, etc., that apply to all of Fairfax County. So I guess that's it.
I
Okay.
have a question, Phyllis, if you don't mind. So Mary, the cemetery website you just referred to, who owns that?
It's our cemetery association. We're a nonprofit group.
Oh, so it's a separate organization that you
Yes.
belong.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is Barbara Nave, and I just wanted to reiterate that I think what Chris and Laura have proposed is excellent. You can tell they're professional librarians, and it makes it very, very clear. And I think our goal needs to be, however we put it up on the get the information out. I assume through our webpage and things like that. It has to be something that's easy for people to access and know where to go directly. And so I'm just offering support to this approach.
To be,
Our
go
new
ahead.
web, I was going to say, Subi is our new webmaster for the commission. And
Yeah, I'm the
Thank
web
you.
coordinator. The webmaster is a singular person who is the webmaster for all of the Fairfax County websites.
So I was going to ask, with your experience, have you done interactive map setups like this?
I have led a lot of interactive, yes. Yes. I just took a note of following up with the webmaster to see if he could do something like this for us. I mean, Cheryl alerted me that we don't have too much leeway on the design aspect because it's a standard format for all the different commissions. But I'll definitely follow up.
So I did ask, and Subi, I just forwarded you an email exchange between Thomas and myself about this. And he indicated that he was just not all that familiar with the rules regarding like linking to, he thought I was talking about linking to an outside database. And so he answers that question, which is quite what I was asking. So I just forwarded that to Subi and I never really responded to that or followed up with it. I didn't have the chance. So, if you were talking about something that Chris and Laura proposed. So is it something that we would create? And then I'm just not quite sure. So since I missed the last meeting, I apologize. What that proposal was. Is it like an Excel spreadsheet sort of thing, or
No, this is just for general resources. I'm working on Braddock District and general resources, so that if somebody wants to know what the Library of Virginia has, what National Archives has, etc., that's what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And what are you doing it in? What application are you using?
Just Word right now.
Okay.
Right. It's a list of where to go.
It's like an annotated bibliography.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be very simple to post. Yeah.
Right.
That's all. Yeah. That's all. It's not anything.
But the question is, can we post it in an interactive map application? So that's the thing I want to follow.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a different issue. So so the county does have something called story maps that it uses, and it has those are already posted up on our websites in different locations. Denise has experience working with that. And Liz, I think, also may have worked with it. I'm not sure. So it's possible that we can work, and we actually have a story map posted already on our website. That's how that's a presentation of our markers is presented that way.
I think as long as you do a story map with the county, within its specs for the interactive thing, we're okay. Anything that we take off the shelf that we might come up with, they're not interested in for security reasons, which I understand. But the ones up there are really good. And there's a simple one, for instance, of Fairfax County and the land grant and, what happened when Lord Fairfax came. That's a simple one. But the other, basic thing is there. We don't need to reinvent that. We just need to kind of provide the data.
Yeah, we don't want it to be complicated at all.
No, I see this as, regardless of whether there's a mapping or not, this simply tells people what kinds of things are available and where. Right?
Right. Yes.
Just organizing
that's basically
our
all
list.
we're looking for.
Right.
So at what point are we going to be ready with some data to put up?
Our templates are supposed to be, in each district is supposed to be completed by December of this year.
And as I understand it, this is ongoing. I mean, with the Confederate names inventory, there was a deadline, and this is whatever we had at that time, that was it. But here we do not have it. We are providing as soon as we can what we have, and as work continues, we can add to it. Is
Right.
that correct?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So everybody's still in the process of documenting and collecting.
Well, do we have every district represented?
Well, I don't know.
We have, at one point, we didn't think we had Hunter Mill, but we do.
Hunter Mill? You have Ann and me.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have both for Hunter Mill.
I think we have every district.
Do we have, well, I
Except
guess
for
Lynn,
Springfield.
Springfield, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lynn and Jordan. I know that Lynn was getting information from some of the people in Clifton, but I don't know that it's been put on a template or anything. I know she's had conversations. And Jordan sent his email saying that with everything that he's responsible for right now, he can no longer be on the committee. And then in Barbara Peters' district, Mason, is that Mason district, Barbara?
Yes, yes.
We have a lot of information that was collected by Naomi Seven and turned into, most of it was turned into the Virginia room, and Chris has already put a list together of everything that the Virginia room has. Lynn met with Naomi a couple of weeks ago. She went to Naomi's house and picked up videos and other documents that Naomi had that she had not given to the Virginia room. And right now I'm not sure what those things are. So I plan to get with Lynn and work with her on identifying what she has for Springfield.
When we say it's due in December, we saying December 1st or the end of the year?
I would think December 1st would be.
I would.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
Would
putting
be
it
better than
down.
December 31st.
And then I assume that we'll be having a few of us edit it before we actually hand it over to someone.
Would that be a separate committee?
Or subcommittee, yeah. What do people feel about that?
I agree. Carol, I agree. We need to check it out before we hand it over.
Yes, it must be edited to make sure we're doing the best product we can. And perhaps November is a month to devote to that.
Yeah. You also want to have some consistency
Along with the
in
conference?
formatting.
The conference is at the beginning of the month.
And all the work is done by the time the conference happens. You just
Right.
do it.
It's like the first Saturday this time.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're saying that this is Barbara Nave. We're saying that the handing over means the posting. Is that right?
And that's where
December.
we're at December 1st for that.
But I mean, that's what when you say hand over and be finished with the templates, we're talking about the information is ready for posting on our website. That's a question?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I understood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we're
Okay.
backtracking, then we would have everything in by October 31st from each district. Does that sound right? And then that gives us the month of November for editing? How does that sound?
I think that sounds tough, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
No, this is Carol. I mean, November is a busy meeting. A month we've got the history conference.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking we would hand them over December 31st, and then a committee would look at it after that. But maybe we're pushing that a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of what I had in my head, was that we were turning in our individual pieces on December 1st, and then they'd be processed and formatted and reviewed.
Okay,
I just know I need the extra time. I can't do it by October. There's just no way.
All right, so we're
okay,
back. December 1st will be when each district's templates come in, right?
was it December 1st or December 31st?
I can go either way, whichever we want.
31st.
31.
I'd say the first, this is Barbara, because December is so full of other things in your life that it's either by December 1st or you're not going to make it.
May I propose something? I think it's better to keep the deadline as December 31st in general. If some districts can get it done early, that's great, because then the review can be staggered.
Mhm.
Because there are so many other things going on in
That's
that.
true.
Well, does somebody
And I
want to
thought,
go ahead? Somebody needs to say something and we all vote or whatever.
All right, this is Carol. I make a motion that we have them ready by December 31st.
Second
And I
motion.
that.
This is Esther.
okay, the motion is that we have it ready and turned in on December 31st. It's been second.
Second,
Okay, and as a matter of discussion, because I'm taking notes here. What we're talking about is that by district, we will have the templates ready to contribute by December 31st. Is that what we're saying?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
and they're ready for edit at that time, or they've been edited?
No, they'd be ready for review
Yes.
Yeah.
December 31st.
Okay.
Okay, do we want to call the question?
I think that gives us the freedom. If you know you're going to have a busy December, you just get it done by December 1st. And those who don't have a busy December need that extra time, they have the month.
I just want to put something out there, if I may share, and Mary can speak to this as well. I believe that this the History Commission resource inventory that you're putting together is going to be used as a resource for the marker initiative
That's
that
correct.
that Supervisor Palchik is putting forward for the public
Right.
schools, which is launching in January. Is that
Right.
that's right? Yeah. So we may, yeah.
Well, I can personally get that ready. I'll give myself a personal deadline to have it done by November 1st. Okay. And then somebody can review it, or a committee can review it, and we'll have it to them by mid-December.
So I guess I was thinking that that the History Commission's African American Inventory Initiative would be used by the school children in their
Right.
research. So
Right.
it would be
Oh,
ideal
that's right, Denise. Yes.
that it would be ideal if this could be actually published by December 31st. Be ready for publication by December 31st.
Right. Because they're going to be looking for topics and stuff for their contests.
And
Which-
this will help direct their research where they would look for information.
Right.
Do we know when exactly they're launching? Are they launching on January 1st, or is it still up in the air?
It's tentative. Denise, I think it said January 22nd, if I remember right.
Yeah,
But see, Yeah, they're out of school like the first week of January. So they're just talking about 2 weeks into January for their school term.
And it's for that one district, or is it across?
No, it's entire Fairfax County Public Schools.
County, I think.
Countywide,
Yeah.
yep.
It's countywide.
And it just passed, by the way. The board matter went today to the board, and they passed it.
Okay.
So then we would need to tighten up our schedule.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that means that a committee reviews it during the holiday, and that's tough. That's the big part, is the review.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
writing is probably easy, but let's say we have a committee of 3 or a committee of 4. That's tough during the holidays. Just an observation.
Well, we'll have to split it up. And if in my district I wrote it, somebody else has to review it. So we can do it in teams.
Let me ask a question. What is it that we are reviewing? If we have identified a location or a written resource or an oral history or a church history, what is it that we are going to review and edit beyond typos? What are we going to be looking for?
Which template are we using? Have we decided on the template yet?
Yes.
I thought
Yes.
so. Yes.
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 It's that. Which is it? The AAHI template? Title, company, description, date, location, district, notes?
Mary?
That sounds familiar. I'd have to go back.
It's title, category, description, location, and notes. Yes. District and date.
Denise can speak to this, but I wonder if we do have to review for, even with using a template, there may be a lot of personal variation in terms of how we each interpret and input data into that template. So there might be some consistency issues that we might want to review. Although I don't know that we have to go too far overboard on it. I mean, it kind of depends on, if it's really, since it's not like going to be, if it's really just a Word document and a finding aid, it's probably not that critical even there. But I know that Denise did some of that in terms of the Confederate names report.
Right.
That's a lot of that.
Yeah. No, I did. Exactly. Because you had, however many people, 10 people feeding in information, and there was stylistically and just consistency. But for the Confederate names inventory, there was a lot of repeated information that I tried to make uniform. So we were saying the same things in the same places about the same people, which I don't think that will be the case here. But yes, I think it will be primarily an editorial feel, a look that you're looking for, some like consistency across fields, even for formatting consistencies. So you're all, if you choose double spaced, if you choose what font you choose, those sorts of things, you're going to want to make it a consistent document.
Well, we sent that out with the template. We said Times New Roman, 12 font. I don't remember what we said about spacing.
Mary, when did you send that with the template?
After the most recent meeting, I believe.
In May and June. So we went back and forth in May, and then the final was sent out in June.
Could you send that back out?
Yes.
And the examples, Subi, have you seen the data examples?
No, but I've seen the template. I've not seen
data examples.
A June 13th email.
Well, if Mary can send it again, if you don't mind, Mary, then we all.
Yeah. Because I sent examples. I sent the example of the Fitzhugh family because it had markers and slaveholding and family history, and it's all in one template that I put
Right.
together as
Did
an
that
example.
come from you or Denise?
Yes.
It came from
It
both.
came from Mary.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
Well, if you'll send it again, then
Yeah,
it
we'll
will.
just send
Everybody
it
will have
again.
it right there, not lost. And so what are we saying now? Thank you, Denise, for reminding at least me about the Palchik date.
Denise,
what are we
wouldn't
saying?
I'm thinking, because I've told the committee that I would come up with a topic list for them. Gosh, this is, no. I was thinking if I could give them the general sites, and if I could come up with a topic list. If, for example, I'm finding myself saying Louise Archer needs to be recognized in a marker. William West of Gum Springs, people that I am coming across as I'm doing all this research. I'm wondering if that would be something that we could promise to them by January 1st, rather than all the templates.
So I'm just thinking that the school system is thinking that the History Commission's inventory, they are
Will
going
be
to
in
be
their
using
hands.
as a resource. And it
Right.
could be that they don't need it until mid-January. I don't know that that's been hammered out exactly.
Right.
There is going to be another committee forming, and maybe at that time we can tell them that the inventory will not be ready until mid-January. But I wanted to put that out there as a date because that is a date that we are talking about, January, for the kickoff for this marker competition. And I believe the school system is counting on the Fairfax County History Commission's inventory being a resource for these kids.
Right. And March is the actual contest with announcing winners. Again, this is in flux, but announcing the winners in April, if I remember right.
So
Mary,
we never connected what they were doing with this inventory project.
Yeah.
Well, it's very
until
nice
now.
it's great that that our inventory has made it to being the source of all information. It's just that it's already there, and we aren't yet.
But we need
so
to work
it's a
together
challenge.
with the time limits. Or
Right.
I know.
Time
Mary,
frames.
Mary, who else is on the committee besides you on Palchik's group? I mean, who else
From the
within the
from the
commission?
History Commission, Sue
Yeah.
has participated in the meetings.
Sue is, and you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse my ignorance, but I just haven't kept
That's all
up
right.
with the details of this.
Well,
Okay.
it's right now it's left in that they're going to be forming smaller committees, one to just do the contest. I think it's like 3 or 4 committees. And they're thinking about waiting till September to actually organize those.
That was my
Now,
understanding.
did-
They don't want to
did
do
you-
anything in the summer.
Yeah.
And you told, I think I understood from you, Mary, that VDHR is involved in this?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They haven't yet even decided what kind of markers they want to do. Okay. Which I've been trying to guide them and give them advice on what I think, if I was a teacher doing this today, what I would like to have. And I did say I would work with teachers who want, have training or whatever they want to call it, seminar or whatever, but I would be glad to work with teachers and help them figure out how to introduce this to the kids, etc. But right now, the last thing they said is they were even thinking about not confining it to specific grade levels. That was a possibility. But other people were saying, no, we want to confine it. So those things haven't been completely finalized yet.
So, Mary, I guess most of us, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I'm not familiar with these kinds of things you're talking about. So who is the committee?
It is a committee of people that Supervisor Palachuk has organized. They are school teachers, administrators. They're from One Fairfax. There's a couple other organizations that are working with this. The goal is to have 9 markers on African American county residents for the year 2021 into 2022. Do I have that right?
9, you said?
1 per district.
That's true, but what I remember from the meeting is that there was discussion about how that might be ambitious to have that in that time frame. So
Well, that was one of my things I kept on saying, Sue.
yes,
Yeah.
that's ambitious.
Yeah.
So it would depend on the type of marker.
Well, the thing is that, the History Commission, we have 100 words compared to a, tabletop or wayside marker, whatever you want to call it, 300 words. And with pictures and graphics and stuff like that, and a wayside marker, nothing like that in the History Commission marker. So, and the supervisor was saying, well, we should let them have a choice between the 2 markers. And I said, that's not fair to the kids in judging the kids, because they're totally different. You have 100 words versus 300 words. People are going to lean towards that 300 words because you're getting more information. So there's a lot of things they're still having to hammer out.
Well, and one thing that was expressed that I agreed with is that the History Commission shouldn't be the judges for this.
Right.
We're talking about, in some cases, pretty young kids doing this. This isn't something that would be difficult. They will need a lot of mentoring. Obviously, in high school, not so much. That's another reason why coming up with 9 would be so much. 2 or 3 solid good ones is probably a better goal, as Mary emphasized also in the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and one issue is that, we have a protocol and a rigor for our HC markers. And so the question is, do we have a whole second, another tier for these, or are they, you can't just claim them as HC markers if they don't meet what our requirements are. That's awkwardly put, but.
Yes.
But true.
It is true, yeah.
So Phyllis, I just wanted to address your comment about not connecting the 2. I think perhaps it's been connected in the supervisor's mind.
Right. Yes.
It's another Confederate names project.
So, but I will say that this particular marker competition for the first year is supposed to be a pilot, and the subject matter will all be African American history, Fairfax County African American history. So the 2 really do marry well. You all will be providing,
Yes. If we
so I think it's
can work it on the same time schedule.
Yes, right.
Right.
And so we've got a motion on the floor for a December 31st date, which is not going to work.
Are you asking me to withdraw my motion?
Withdraw? Would you withdraw it or amend it?
Let's just vote.
What?
And we know that the date is not appropriate for what we're talking about, so vote in that manner. You'd vote it down.
I don't know. And I guess the question also is, do we change what is due in December? Do we pull back our expectations of what is due in December? That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
I'm going to withdraw my motion and we'll start again. All right.
Okay. Here is a suggestion. Here is a suggestion. As we are working through all these templates and everything, if you could come up with topics that you think are appropriate from your district with a little description of them. And I'll be glad to get them, such that we can then present them to the group and say, that here's our general resources, etc., and help, anybody says, well, I want to do William West, where can I find, the information on them? Well, say that the library has a hour-long, I think Chris Barbershop says an hour-long interview of him, or something like that. Maybe we should do that and present that as part of the inventory, a topic list, so that, and I'll continue working on the general site list and, put as much information as I can on there. And I don't know. That's just a thought. I have no idea.
I appreciate what you're saying, Mary, but I'd rather that we do a whole project and finish it and not piecemeal it, because you're trying to give them a sense of what the kids can go for. And if they see 2 or 3 things and then later we come out with some more, they might not get the whole effect of it.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
I have another question. That is, when you look at Mary's, the master general resources, then are the district lists subservient to that and repetitive, but just having taken that same information and placed it into the proper district, or not?
No, most of my stuff is general information. There are a few things that are specific to a district, but that's just because I found it, and I thought if it didn't get into a template, at least it's in the general sites list. Does that answer the question, Barbara?
So the general list is countywide.
Yes, that's my intent.
But then if you're listing then by district, will some of the things that you're listing, because it occurred in the district, it's totally separate from general? I'm just trying to envision the information.
Yeah, my Braddock district is, buildings and churches, etc. The general sites are, let's call them encyclopedias, okay? Encyclopedias, newspapers, resources to go and look for information in there.
Okay.
Is there enough, in terms of what you were talking about earlier, Mary, you were saying, well, the date, that this committee was talking about was more January 22nd than January 1st. If we said we would have this posted on our website, all the resources, that they need, not just this sort of piecemeal topic, but everything that they would need by February 1st, would that really, do you have the sense that would impede the contest? Would Supervisor Palchik be disappointed by that, or is that a reasonable sort of alternative to offer?
I think that would delay the whole process.
Okay.
I think so too.
The thing is that they have SOL testing at the beginning of May. And so all of generally April, which is why I think they want it done by April, is focusing on passing those SOL tests. So I think that would be,
okay
for them.
All right, then we have to have it done by November 1st, right? Sorry, go ahead, Barbara.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to think of having it, have the full commission on I'm looking now to see. Our January History Commission is the 5th. And the full commission would say yay, and is that too late? It's the commission's initiative, and we're working on it, but it's like with the Confederate names inventory, we took it to the full commission and said, okay, this is what, we want a formal vote. So I'm just throwing that into the pot too.
Yeah, the
Good
kids go
point.
back to school probably the 3rd of January. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but.
It would
So
be, it
then-
would be because, yes.
So then that throws it back to December decision in the commission, at
Mhm.
the commission meeting.
Yes, yes.
No, I was saying the commission would vote on it on the 5th, but if you want it posted by the 3rd, then yes, you're right, Esther. Go back to our December meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
And our December meeting is December 1st.
Is it? Okay.
Gosh.
We're back to
So-
December, guys.
So we must be complete in November,
Yeah. By
Yes.
November
given
1st.
or not.
Yes,
This
Right.
this is our goal that we have to go with.
Which was back to me saying, I think we should put it in early December, but for the different reasons. So December 1st is the HC meeting? Yes.
Yeah.
And we would present it to the commission and say, here is the commission product, thanks to the
Right,
AAHI committee, right?
Mhm.
correct.
so we started
who's
off
gonna-
with a date that said October 31st, we would have each district completed. And then we said editing in November and handing it off December the 1st. That was before we got to December 31st. So
Yeah.
Right.
are we
Districts
we
completed
backing
on
up
the 10th.
So, yeah, we're back to November
I think
1st
we are.
for
I think we
templates.
are.
Yeah.
So do you want a motion?
I
Go for
guess
it,
we
Esther.
need one.
Yes, but
So
let's.
we're talking about when it's completed and then when the review is, so it's ready for the December 1st meeting, right?
Correct.
It gives us a month. It gives us a month of review. Review, edit, whatever.
That actually is kind of advantage in that the templates will be finished before the conference,
Well, that's true.
you know.
I really don't see the conference. It's not like the conferences we've done before in that you have a smaller crowd, and I just think the preparation for the conference is not going to be a conflict.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
But at
right.
least that hurdle is done before the
Yes.
conference. Yeah.
Yeah, if we're turning
at the
everything in on the 31st of October and we start editing the first
Right.
part of November. it
And
doesn't
then
interfere.
we can do some advanced PR at the conference because of the subject matter that we're doing. We're having all of the various African American history
Yes,
communities and all, and we can say it is in process and da 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 da.
Yes, Mary and Phyllis can pull that off. They are
Right.
listed. So
yes,
I move that we set October 31st for the districts to complete and turn in their templates with edits beginning November 1st and then taking to the commission meeting in November. No,
No,
December,
December 1st.
December
Right.
1st.
The first meeting.
I'll
Is that
second.
enough?
I'll second. I think so.
So, and just for discussion, it's Friday, October 31st and Wednesday, December 1st.
Okay.
My calendar has
November 1st for editing.
Sunday.
What? I'm sorry, did I get messed up?
October 31st is a Sunday.
Oh, I'm looking at September 31st, sorry. You're right. And it is a Sunday, so how about October 29th? The Friday, October 29th. Is that okay, Esther?
Yes, October 29th is great.
Now, if we do have it done and approved by December 1st, how long do you think it'll be before it is on the website? I guess we really wouldn't know that answer.
We don't know.
I think,
Yeah.
Mary, if you're just talking about Word documents, that's a pretty simple operation.
Okay.
I wouldn't think that it would be, the only thing is the volume of material and how Thomas might wish to organize that, whether it would be a page for each district or something like that. But I don't think that would take a considerable amount of time because we're just, he's just going to post. He's going to PDF them and post them.
We discussed the interactive map.
That's a
later.
second step.
That's later.
Yeah,
That's later.
I think we'll have to
Yes.
decide for right now.
For the,
The
for
basics.
the purpose of the PAL check and the schools and the kids, I think that the Word document listing is sufficient with suggested
Yes.
topics.
That's,
Somehow
that's,
we put
that's
that
all
in
we
there.
can do.
I'm just excited about the map. I can wait.
May we go back to the template?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was fiddling with it while we were talking, and it starts out at the top in bold letters saying AAHI template. Well, then the next line, they ask for the title, and that's the title of whatever we're going to talk about on that template. Why can't we eliminate title and put the name across the top? Otherwise, everyone is going to say AAHI template.
Can we complete the motion and take that matter up after
Yes.
the motion?
Well, I
Yes.
said yes, and I seconded it, so it's
Sorry.
ready for a vote.
So can we repeat, let me repeat the motion, okay? That we will have our templates by district completed by Friday, October 29th.
Mhm.
Editing will take place during the month of November, and the final copy will be brought to the History Commission on Wednesday, December 1st. Now, does that mean a final copy that the History Commission is going to see that night? If so, we may want to say we have a deadline for our editing.
So the History Commission stuff has to be posted a week beforehand, right?
Right.
Yes.
Technically correct, yes.
Oh, Lord.
Not a week, actually, it's 3 business days.
Oh, 3 business days. Okay, I got
3
you.
business days is the requirement.
And even if we are in person, it's going to be electronic and not paper, right?
Right.
So we
That's a
have
question,
3
but-
weeks to edit.
We would put it on a share file and we would send it out
Right.
to each
Right.
commissioner electronically.
Right.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay. Just confirming. Okay.
So that would need to be completed by the 24th.
Which is the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Is anybody taking a vacation?
No.
Because I want to go in your bag. But yes, it just sounds like the other project. We just need to buckle down and do it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Can somebody restate the motion and that we can
That
vote?
I move that the AAHI committee prepare their district templates and complete them by Friday, October the 29th. November be used for editing, and the final copy be presented to the FCHC meeting December 1st meeting.
And I seconded it at the first pass.
Yeah.
Right.
And we
Okay,
have to
no
keep
more
in mind,
discussion.
I think we're
I
good,
think
but we
we've
have to keep in
discussed.
mind that it has to be posted prior to the meeting, like everything else. So that's
Right.
Cheryl's and Subi's thing.
Right.
Okay, so we're ready to vote.
Yes.
All in favor of the motion for October 29th as the templates, the month of November during the editing, and the final be brought to the commission meeting on December the 1st.
Aye.
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 Any nays? The motion passes. Thank you. So we need to close now and go get started.
Yeah.
Would it help anybody to have a rubrics to use for editing? That's a teacher thing in me. It's just like a checklist that as you're going through each of the templates, you're checking off stuff.
That'd
And
be
so
great, Mary.
Okay.
We
I
want
love
to
a good
keep your
rubric.
teacher skills.
I don't want to
That might
complicate it.
answer.
Yeah,
It could be an option. you
Yeah,
know.
it helps with consistency, I think.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah. That
You're
would
right,
be
Bill.
good.
Well, and other things that I've learned in writing books are, are we going to be picky on, do we want things in present tense or past tense? Some
Well, they're
people write the
past
information
tense.
in present tense, some do it in past tense. Is that what Denise is? Are you there? Is that what you would look at for consistency?
Well, these are all in the past, so it should be past tense.
That's the way I feel, but some people
Yeah.
don't write it that way.
True.
Well, let's say now it's going to be past tense.
Well, let's
Okay.
say you have a marker and you're indicating where the marker is.
That's a present.
Located at blah, blah, blah.
That's where in present.
Simplified.
I think it depends on what the resource
But
is.
it is.
I think
Right.
Gum Springs is a present.
Fair enough.
Lincolnia is a present. Reston's little place is a present. It still exists.
Mm-hmm.
And then Audrick's Corner is only archaeological, so the remains of it is a present, but the actual community is a past.
You have that in Vienna too.
True.
Yeah.
I think it's context
So-
specific.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's not worry about that. Okay.
Right.
No.
All right. All right. Denise, when you were looking for consistency, what were you looking for? In terms that everybody had the same dates?
Yeah. Sure. I did not edit in any way for factual consistencies. I
Okay.
left that to our historians.
Right.
I was looking for, I mostly edited stylistically and the way it looked. So it needed to be all in this, as I said, all in the same font, all in the same size.
Okay.
Have the columns all match up. All of those things that you would, try to look at something, you would look at something and have it be consistent. I will say that I'll own up to it now. I used spell check a big deal throughout the whole document, and there were things that, for instance, I changed that were incorrect. So every Freeman got changed to Friedman. So forgive me, Anne. That's but so looking for things like that, just making sure that we're using the same spelling across the whole document. We're using, I was looking for consistencies. There was also some histories that were slightly inconsistent. that I noticed. So I would go back to the originator of that information and say, you know, that here I have a conflict here. We need to figure this out. And that was those last minute midnight emails for those of you who received them, you know, trying to figure out those things. So I was looking at consistency for information, but it was, again, consistency, letting the historians figure out which history we were putting forward, if you will.
So I guess really we don't have the possibility of a lot of duplication, I wouldn't think. From
No,
from
not on the district,
another.
not on the
Right.
district.
Right. Yeah. So we're pretty good on that. I guess it's just basically making sure for completeness and font and spacing. And if an editor knows, I don't know, I'm just making it up. Let's say that somebody had put in, this was the first school on this site, and the editor says, well, no, it was the second school. Then they would have to go back to the template writer like you did and say, you know, which is it? Okay. All right. All right.
Could I address template so that it might be easier for whoever edits?
Sure.
As when you send that out, Mary, it says at the top AAHI template.
Yeah.
Well, that means everyone that we write up is going to have that at the top. Your next line says title. So we could eliminate the title line and put the title where you have template.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine by me.
I'm saying that so that everybody follows that right now. I mean, they'll see it when it comes. You say category. So
Yeah.
if you have a church, First Baptist Church, you say category church?
Yes.
Okay. When you say date, you mean the date that it was founded?
Well, that applies to buildings. When I did oral histories, I did the date the oral history was made.
Oh, I'm glad I asked that. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's kind of flexible, and I think that should be put in there. Date of interview, you know, and then
Right.
in there.
Not the
Okay.
period of the
Sometimes-
interview. Yeah.
And sometimes the congregation certainly predates the building.
Mhm,
So
that's
that
true.
needs
Yes.
to be noted.
Right. And for the location of an interview, I put where is the physical location? If somebody wants to read or hear this interview, where is that physical location?
Oh,
when
good
you talk-
point. Okay. Okay.
Whether it's a website, whether it's in the Virginia room, wherever it is.
So not the location where the interview took place, but the
No.
location where it's held.
Right. My goal is that this, as they read it, they go, oh, now I know how to find it. Okay.
When you talk about duplication, Mary, there is an exception. The man that started some churches started several churches.
And over several districts.
No,
Yes.
yes, it would be in several
Yes.
districts.
Okay.
So for instance, it's in First Baptist is in Vienna, which is 100 Mill, but he started churches in other districts. Right, Phyllis?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You're right.
So that's one exception.
Well, I would suggest, like, I contacted Barbara Peters because I did a lot of research on Gooding Tavern and the Gooding family, et cetera, where their property goes over Little River Turnpike. So they are in Braddock and Mason. So I'm writing a template as Braddock and Mason, and it's Gooding family and all the things that are associated with them, historical markers. So I don't know if that's going to make it harder for, you know, the final portion. I didn't know how else to do it.
In an instance like that, redundancy is good. You want to have it cross-referenced. So you'd want to have one, you know, perhaps even an identical So, in trade for
In each
Mason and
district.
an identical one
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
in each district.
Oh,
And
okay.
that would, and so, you would address the gentleman who does different churches. Each district, would show, would talk about what he did in their district. Since the kids are, particularly since we're keying into this contest, and that's what, they're going to be looking at it on a by district basis.
And I am including those who had slave quarters. And I have access to Edith Sprouse agricultural inventory. So if anybody wants to do that, because we have Oak Hill, Ossian Hall, and Ravensworth all had slave quarters, and I consider that a historical citation and the number of slaves for that. So if anybody wants that information, if you just want to shoot it to me, if you have, like you want to know if, I don't know, Gunston Hall, number of slaves in 1860 and slave quarters, I can easily look that up and send it to you. But I thought that was something that it was interesting for me to see in comparison to Silas Burke having 200 slaves compared to Oak Hill, same amount of property had fewer than 20. So it was interesting to see the comparisons.
Yeah.
So
That is interesting. So
where are
if
we
you'll
now?
get those templates to us,
and I'll adjust it and I'll put the title in the middle,
Okay.
centered in the, you want it centered in the middle or left hand margin? Which
In the
way?
middle.
Middle.
Got it. Okay.
So
I'll do
that's
that.
the district title.
Those are the district template. No, that's the title of like Chesterbrook Church. That's the title of your template.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. And then it goes on after that. Am I right? Am I getting it right?
So where does
I
it show
think
the
so.
district that?
The district is listed in the template, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
District is in the template, in the lower portion of it.
Yeah.
Could it be in the introduction?
Could it be under the title, maybe?
Yes. So
You can
that
put it wherever. I can put it wherever.
Yes. Yes.
No, leave it as is, because you go down category, description, date, district notes. Just leave it as is for now. Please.
but location should be there.
What it is more important than where it is. If you're searching, I think, if you're searching for a topic,
I
and
think
it's right
it's
there,
just as
just
pertinent.
down.
Not if they're looking
It's
for.
just down. It's just down.
But we're
not
assuming that
far.
these are going to be organized by district also. Am I right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
they're going to be turning to page 200 for Braddock District. So next 10 templates are all Braddock District, or one may say Braddock and Mason, but then it will also be in Mason District.
Right.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that makes sense. Also, kids should be aware of Control F.
Yes.
Okay. Are we all set that the templates will be sent? The template will be sent out as discussed.
Yeah.
And we'll get the minutes out with these new motions and dates. Subi had to leave the meeting for another meeting, but she will be talking to Thomas and getting back to him, letting us know.
Great.
Good.
Okay.
I'm
Anything
glad
else?
she joined. She has a wealth of experience.
Yes.
So
If there's nothing else,
our next date is
Oh, good idea.
the 10th. Am I right on that?
August the 10th.
Yeah.
Where's this summer going?
It's fast. It's so fast.
We'll
I
still
just
be
have my
virtual
illusion
on
of it
August
here,
10th.
Barbara.
Pardon me?
I just have my illusion of it here. That's as close as I've gotten.
I know. All right.
Okay, then the meeting is adjourned at 3:44 p.m. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you on the 10th. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll actually see you on August 1st for History Commission.
And Mary, walk
I'm not so
carefully.
sure about that.
What?
I said, Mary, walk carefully and look
Oh,
where
I
you walk.
will. I will.
Do not
That's
do
August
one thing at a time.
My
Don't
middle
multitask.
initial is K, and my brother always said it stood for klutz.
Yes.
Brother.
That's